I got a call with a case from a kid. And the kid said, Ollie, I think my house is haunted. I said, huh. Do your parents know you're calling? I said, I told my dad about the haunting and he said not to worry about it, but I am worried. Things happen and I don't know what happened and I'm scared. I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 10. I'm a big kid. I said, yeah, you are a big kid. Do you know that I'm a professional investigator, right? Yeah, so I thought you would know what to do. Now, Ollie usually charges for his services, but he decided this time he could help this kid out. You know, every once in a while, it's good to do one for free to help somebody out that needs help. So I said, okay, why don't you tell me what's happening? I said, sure. So the two creepiest things are there's a light that keeps on turning on and off and switching on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. And that's kind of creepy, but creepier than that is the laughing. There's this mysterious laughing noise. And there's a bunch of other things too, but those are the two worst things. I said, huh. Okay. This is the light that switches on and off and a creepy laughing noise. I said, yeah. And you're sure the laughing isn't like one of your parents? I said, no, it doesn't sound like them at all. I said, okay. Tell me about some of the other things that are happening. Well, the other things are more helpful. Our porch light started turning on and off on its own, but like at appropriate times. Like it'll turn off in the morning. I get up pretty early. I'm usually up before my parents. And I see it turn off right about the time the sun comes up, and it turns on at about dusk. And our front door, it locks every night at 11 p.m. Even if nobody does anything, it locks itself. So that's kind of weird. And there's a fan. Well, not a fan, but like an air purifier. Shh. There's an air purifier that turns on itself also. I usually hear it when I'm trying to go to sleep. It turns on. Oh, and then there's a weird thing where there's a clock. It's down in my daddy's office. And it seems like the time is always wrong. It seems like it's always running fast or slow, usually fast. Like it'll be 10 o'clock in the morning and it'll say it's 11. Or it'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon and it'll say it's 4. And I don't get what's going on with that. And my dad doesn't seem bothered. My mom doesn't seem bothered. I'm not even sure they notice, Ollie. But it's creepy, and I think our house is haunted. Can you come help? I said, okay. Are your mom or your dad? It's mom and dad? Yeah. Are they there? My mom's here. Hold on. And so I got on the phone with mom. She said, oh, I'm so sorry that he bothered you. It's all fine. It's nothing to worry about. I'm sure it's just something my husband's messing with. I said, well, it's okay. I mean, I like to do a few pro bono things here and there. So if it's okay with you, I'll come by. I'll work with your son to investigate the case. It could be kind of a fun thing for him. Or, sorry, your daughter, right? Yeah, it's my daughter, yeah. If you want, I guess that's fine. Are you sure? You don't mind? I said, no, sometimes these are pretty fun, and it's a good break from more serious cases. I said, okay, I mean, I can't pay. No, this is all pro bono. This is all, yeah, don't worry about that. I said, okay, I mean, sure, whatever. She could use some, I could use the help, honestly. Okay, I'll be over in about an hour. Can you tell her that? Sure. So I got his things together, had some coffee, and then went on over. So it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when Ollie got there. And he rang the doorbell. And she said, oh, you really came. Oh, you really came. Thank you, Mr. Ollie. I'm a big fan. I hear about your work. Oh, I didn't think you'd really come. Thank you. I said, sure. I know what it's like to have things be scary, so I'm gonna help. That's so nice. So yeah, what do you think? So well, when did these things start happening? Did they all start at once? No, the first thing that showed up was that clock that I mentioned, the clock in my daddy's office. And then some other things started to happen. I'm not sure exactly. And then the laughing was the most recent thing. That happened. That started happening this past, like 4 days ago, maybe. I said, okay, why don't you show me the clock? And so then went downstairs to the dad's office. He wasn't there. It was a normal looking office at a desk and a computer, and there was this clock, a digital clock. And it said 12:15, and all I checked was watch, and it was, like I said, a little after 3. I said, well, that is unusual. And it wasn't like an exact hour, because sometimes you might have a clock that's set for, I don't know, if you're on the East Coast, you might have a clock set for Mountain Time or California time if you have a coworker in those time zones or something. But no, this was like, it was 3:20, and the clock said 12:09. There's some random difference. I said, huh. And I looked at it. It looked like a normal clock. It did have a little Wi-Fi symbol on it. And then all I heard the laughing. Hee! That was it. That was it. Did you hear it, Mr. Ollie? I said I did hear it. I couldn't tell where it came from, though. I'm not sure either. Well, let's go see the other parts. So the porch light. Yeah. So we went to the porch. And I took a close look, and it was a smart bulb. The kind of thing you could connect to Alexa or Google Home or Siri or Home Assistant or whatever. But look, there wasn't anything obviously wrong about it. I looked around, and there were some other kind of smart home devices about. I took a look at the lock. And the lock was a big deadbolt, but not a regular through the door deadbolt. It was surface mounted. And so, but there was a little wire leading out of the lock. A very small wire, not big enough to run like a proper plug-in, but just small enough for a signal. I followed the wire and went up and poked through the wall. I found it on the other side of the wall, and it ran along down in a corner, down into the basement. I went into the basement and I followed it, went all the way across, up through the ceiling, through another wall, and into the boiler room, where it and three other wires, I should say, all connected into a regular plug that connected to a smart light switch. I pressed the button on the light switch, and you heard the doors all lock. You pressed it again, and they all unlocked. And she said, "That's it. Yeah, that's the noise. Yeah, that's when it locks. All the doors lock. Yeah. How'd you do that?" I said, "Oh, it's this device here. Let me think here." He went to the fan, and there too it's connected to another smart switch. Ollie began to get a sense of what might be going on here. All right, well, where's this? You mentioned that there's a light that blinks on and off. Yeah, it's in the laundry room, which is right next to my playroom. So that's why I noticed it. And, all right, when you show me that, I went down there, and all I saw, the light was kind of flicking on and off. The mom of the family was home, and Ollie asked her about it. She said, "Oh yeah, it started doing that. I'm not sure why." It flicked and flicked and flicked. It didn't seem to be kind of any pattern. It wasn't even a smart bulb or anything like that, from what all I could tell. It just flickered off and on, off, on and off, on and off, off. I thought, that's a little weird. As they were walking around, kind of looking at the different things, And Ollie was chatting with the little girl and chatting with the mom and just having a nice time. They made him a cup of coffee. They got kind of distracted talking about detective work. And then it got to be 5 o'clock, and a little bit after that, the dad came home. He said, "Oh, hi, I'm welcome. Hi, I don't think I know you." I said, "Hi, yes, I'm Ollie. You must be the dad." He said, I am that, yes. Bill's my name. And you are? Ollie. My name's Ollie the Octopus. I'm a private eye. I said, "Oh, I've heard about you on the radio. Is everything okay?" I said, "Yeah, everything's fine. Your daughter was concerned about some spooky happenings here in the house. And so she called me up and, oh, I mean, I want to be direct. I don't think we have in the budget to hire a private eye." I said, "Oh, no, this is all pro bono. Don't worry about it." I said, "Okay, well, what's wrong?" So I described what was going on. And the husband laughed. He said, "Oh, well, I mean, okay. It's not so mysterious. I kind of got a new hobby." "Oh," said the wife. "Yeah, I've been playing with like a smart home stuff, automating stuff. I knew about the locks. What else have you automated?" "Well, I've automated the porch light. I was going to tell you about that soon. And I've automated the air purifier. It's pretty much all timers. It's not as sophisticated and mysterious as it seems like." So what about the lamp, the light, the flickering light? The flickering light? Uh, I I don't know. Where's that? "In the laundry room, hon." "In the laundry room? I haven't done anything in the laundry room. Let's go take a look." So they all went down there and looked at this light bulb. The husband said, "Oh, that's just broken. That's an old fluorescent bulb. It's just, yeah, hold on." And he reached up there and he twisted it a little bit. "Oh, not even broken. It was just loose. It was just loose." And indeed, when he tightened it up, the light bulb stayed on, bright and steady. I said, all right. Well, that makes sense. But what about the clock?" "Oh, my clock." "Oh, my clock. Yes, that's what I'm still working on. What it is that I, okay, it's a little complex, and that's why it's not working right. But it notes the time when I either sit in front of my work computer or leave my work computer, either here or at my office. And it'll freeze there so I know how long I've been working, but it's not, it's unsteady yet. So it's not a real clock at all. It's like a timestamp thing. I'm trying to like track how long I spend at work so I don't work too much, I don't work too little. Here, I'll show you. And they walked over to the office. And he sat down, and then they heard that laughing again. Hee! And the clock also changed to the current time. I said, all right, but what was that laugh? Oh, laugh. That's another one I don't quite have right, because sometimes I work from home, and I don't want the kids or the wife to sneak up on me. So when it sees them coming down the stairs, it makes that laughing noise, so I know they're coming. But it's too much of a delay. By the time that it laughs, they're already in the room. And the daughter said, "Well, Daddy, it's creepy. It's a creepy laugh, and you need to change it to something else." I said, "Oh, well, yeah, it's kind of creepy, isn't it? I'm sorry, hon. Did I scare you?" "Yes, you scared me." "Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'll change it to something else." "Ollie, I'm sorry to have wasted your time. There's no ghost here. It's just me and my new hobby." I said, I get enough actual real ghosts that when it's not a real ghost, I'm a happy camper. But sounds like you all are all set, so I'm going to make my way home. But could I trouble you for one more cup of coffee before I go? And that was Ollie and the mysterious giggle.